Mavericks, good morning. Wanted to welcome you to our first official segment of our monthly projects. Now, every month, I'm going to give you one specific project to work on and focus on for the next 30 days. We're going to start this month off with a bang. It's going to be a lot of research and a lot of statistics, a lot of analytics, but it's really going to help further your career. Let's start off with locating and doing market research. So what that means is we're going to develop a target market for your marketing efforts. But before we get to that point, we're going to do our research. We're really going to lay out our foundation, make sure that we're covered all bases, cross our T's, dot our I's, and make sure that we're really marketing towards the appropriate market. Meaning that sometimes you may look at a community or look at a neighborhood and say, or an area and say, I'd really like to market to that area. I think it'd be profitable. But numbers never lie. And once you look at the numbers, you'll see that maybe it's not the best choice of using your money. So I want to get started with that right away. I know you're probably eager to start a marketing campaign, get mailers, get them all set, get them sent out, but let's pump the brakes a little bit. Like I said, let's do our research. Because honestly, the number one reason the marketing campaigns don't work is because people don't do enough research and really make sure that where they're spending their hard-earned money is going towards the right places, and it's going towards the places that can actually multiply and yield a profit instead of you just dumping money away on a monthly basis. And a lot of agents get frustrated when this happens. They're 3, 4, 5, sometimes even 6 months in, and they're not seeing results. And that's usually because they didn't do their research, and the market was not conducive to what results they were trying to yield out of it. So that's really what I want you to focus on. I don't want you to be that person. Do not be that agent that just says, I like this community, looks good, feels good, let's do it. Do your research first, and then we can move on to that. So that's what this month is going to be all about. By now, you should have been already starting your for sale by owner listing appointments, your prospecting, doing your calls, hitting them up on Zillow, Trulia, forsalebyowner.com, wherever it is that you're getting for sale by owner leads, and calling on those and visiting them and getting some groundwork done. And the reason for that is I want you to get exposed to different neighborhoods, again, different areas, different communities. And the easiest, cheapest, fastest way to do that is by prospecting for sale by owners. It'll give you an idea what the seller's mindsets are in each neighborhood. Believe it or not, they change. People can be tweaked a little differently depending on what community they live in, especially in a high-end market like Southwest Florida, to where people are very proud of the higher-end neighborhoods like the Port Royals, the Aqualine Shores, the Bonita Bays, all those big Gray Oaks communities that people seem to be very proud of. So you want to learn how that seller's mind works, and that's how you'll be able to market to them appropriately. If you have not done that yet, if you have not done any prospecting calls, if you haven't been on a listing appointment, I don't care if you haven't picked up a listing yet, simply talking about a listing appointment. If you haven't done that yet, stop the video right now. I'm serious. Stop the video right now. This is extremely important. I'm going to say it again. It's extremely important that you do this. This is the foundation right here. I really can't stress it enough. So just get out there, prospect, get in front of some people every day, and then come back to me and come back to this section of the video. I'll wait until you're actually done doing that. So have myself a little bit of coffee. Okay, now you're back. You've done some prospecting, gotten your career going, so now we can move on with the first month's project. So I want to focus on the following tasks when we start this project to really set up the foundation for the research, and this is some of the tasks that I want you to do for the next 4 weeks. First is going to be schedule listing appointments in different parts of the town and different neighborhoods. Kind of like I said before, make sure you're doing your for sale by owner prospecting, or even if you've been doing some open houses, get a feel for what those communities are like. Try to get an open house. If the brokerage has some available open houses in a target community that you're interested in, go for it. Even some listings, talk to that listing agent and say, hey, I'd like to hold an open house at your listing this week, and more often than not, they're going to let you do that, especially if it's in a target area that you want to be in. After you do that for a few weeks, really get acclimated with what's going on as far as different locations and, again, the seller mindsets, then we can move on to running a market report on each community and area that you feel is appropriate towards what your marketing efforts are going to be. So let's just say you really liked Old Naples, the Aqualine Old Naples area. I'm going to have you run some reports, which there's some videos that are conducive to this task. Run some reports on the MLS and through other mediums like your Collier Appraiser site or the County Appraiser site that are conducive to what you're trying to do. And that way you can really get the stats out of the certain neighborhoods and figure out what comes next, which is the turnover rate. I need to determine that turnover rate based on the market reports for each community in the area. And that's a quick formula. I'll show you how to figure that out. I actually have some videos on Waves by Waterfront that show you exactly how to determine what that turnover ratio is and why it's important towards your marketing efforts. And then the last task, but not least, is going to be analyze each target area in further detail. And what that really means is, okay, I've ran my numbers, stats look good, community looks good. Now I'm going to get myself involved. What amenities do they have? What's the location like? What is the usual seller or homeowner in there? Their demographic, their average income, their age, what they like to do, where they hang out on the weekends. And it may seem like almost overbearing or a little granular, but in reality, you want to think like these homeowners do. You really want to get into their same mindset, because that's how they're going to transact. If they like you and you think you're on the same wavelength and you understand their community better than they do, if not just the same. Some homeowners really know their stuff, so you want to be prepared, but you want to understand that community better. You want to know recent sales, you want to know comps, you want to know expireds, you want to know what's active on the market, what's on the for sale by owner or private market, you want to know what amenities, what events are going on, everything there is to know about that community. I want you to be a master of it, an absolute master, because that's how you're going to crush your competition, is by being a master of something. You must master that aspect of this segment. At this point, the point of doing all this is really just for you to be as informed as possible. Get your mind right when it comes to the community you want to be in. And there is a reason for that, because all this groundwork, all this foundation, the building blocks that you're starting to lay here is going to make your actual campaign that much more profitable. The next month, in month 2, 4 weeks from now, we're going to work on actually executing your mailer campaign and a couple other marketing campaigns that we'll have that are conducive and straightly targeted towards that target community. And it's going to be much more profitable now that you've done your research. So get out there, get all your research done, and I'll see you next month.